Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Wild and Wingless. Tonight I got with myself, Jeremy Smith. Jeremy, how are you tonight?
Good, mate, yourself?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for giving me the time to have a chat, especially around the Christmas period.
Nah,
Um,
it's all good, mate. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
no, it's been good. I've been trying to reach out to every corner of the country to speak to everyone wingless related, and mate, it's been great to get you able to sit down and you're a very accomplished racer in your own right, and someone who's coming over to the mainland very shortly. So for those who don't know you from the mainland. Please give us a brief history of how you started in racing to get to wingless to where you are today.
So it probably all started when I was about 8 or 9. Mum and all that used to take me to the speedway, and that's when I just fell in love. We also grew up with a local legend in around here, and we used to go to his house, and instead of playing with his kids, I'd go and hang out in the shed. And then since Mum was a single parent growing up, she met a guy who actually raced speedway, and then ever since then it was hanging out in the sheds and building race cars. And by the time I was 12, 13, you're changing tyres and tyre pressures and scraping clay, and then it just graduated into helping him build AMCAs because that's what he raced. And yeah, it got to the stage you're building 253s and hanging all that to a point where I wanted to start racing. So I got my apprenticeship, brought a go kart, done 3 years in go karts, and then I had enough of go karts, so I moved into AMCAs. Spent 5 years in AMCAs. We've done a few shows on the mainland. By then, my stepdad had moved into wingless. I looked at that and was just like, nah, I'm not interested in those. They're too expensive. They're all sprint car stuff. But then when he was wrecking stuff and ringing them up and it was showing up the next day, I'm like, that seems a lot easier than going out looking for wrecked HQ parts. So he gave me a go in his wingless one night. I went, oh yeah, they're not bad. They're quicker than what I thought. I still raced AMCAs and then got to a stage where we had a 2-nighter at Carrick. He threw me in the car for both nights. Second night we finished third, so I'm like, oh, these aren't actually that bad. I'm actually really. Then the second night we actually won the feature, so I'm like, yeah, no, I want one of these. So got out of the AMCAs and straight into wingless, where we spent the last 10 years. I'm guessing now, yeah, about 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Wow, what a that's not a bad run through speedway. That's pretty good actually. Back in your karting days, because I'm a passionate karter from back in my days. Tar karts, dirt karts,
Dirt carts.
dirt karts. Okay, and I was 3 years in that, then stepped up to the Emmy because that would have been a big jump.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, when you think you've been around Speedway a heap, you think you can just drive straight away. And as soon as you start driving, you don't realise how bad you are until you start driving.
Yep.
And we probably our last year at go karts was probably our better year, and then we went straight into AMCAs, and that's just a wide opener and an eye opener, I should say. And mate, I tore some shit up. Like I bounced off everything, and
Yep.
but it's all part of learning. You always got to learn, and I'm just glad I did it in AMCAs and not wingless because it probably would have been even more expensive.
Yep.
But yeah, we after spending, like we built all our own chassis and stuff. Like we never got designer chassis and nothing like that. We dragged the RHS into the shed and draw all out and make it. And me and his stepdad was sitting there welding and grinding, and that sort of led me into my career as a mechanic and stuff like
Wow.
that. Yeah.
All right. So okay. So you're now in wingless. You race wingless for 10 years. What is it about wingless that you enjoy the most?
Just the sheer fact that it's so close.
Yep.
Like, I look at other divisions and they've got to spend so much money on engines and cars and chassis, and if you're not in with a certain group who's building the best cars, then you're not in it. Where you literally just drag a chassis out from any neck of the wood, no matter what year it is, no matter who drove it before. If it's roughly square, if it's roughly straight, you can get that thing going around. And I think that's what's made it more appealing, that you don't need money. You just need, I'd say you probably need more driver ability in
Yep.
wingless than you do a bigger budget. So it's really worked for me, and I've really enjoyed it. And the fact is that you can go to work, if you wreck something, one phone call away, the next day parts on your doorstep.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, that's very good. All right. So, as speaking to you, you're going to be leaving home shortly at the start of the January 1st, 2025. Wow, can't believe it's 2025 already. You're going to be leaving home. You're going to be heading to the mainland because you'll be taking part in the 4-round series, the SummerSlam series.
Yep.
What
So,
What's your thoughts on that? Like, have you done that before, or?
mate, I've never done 4 nights of racing in a row before. We've only ever done 2, so it's just going to be an eye opener. Like, I actually feel like I'm a country boy going to the city for the first time.
Right. Yep.
You're coming from a little state. We only we average anywhere between 13 to 18 cars, and then all of a sudden there's 72, and just like, whoa.
Yep.
Every night we make an A main down here. Uh,
Oh,
you
yeah.
might have a bad night and you'll be in the sea. So, we're really looking forward just to coming over for the experience and, meeting new guys, racing at different racetracks and just having a bit of fun of racing. Like I take racing in Tassie a bit serious.
Yep.
At least when we go away, we can just have that little bit of fun and just not take it as serious and go because we know it's just going to be so hard to even make a show.
Yeah, yeah, no, it is. Well, I mean, I was going through and you would have gone through it as well, the nomination list.
Yeah.
And you look at the very top of the list, and there's quite a few number ones sitting there. And you're going to bring over the T1, so you're the current Tasmanian state champion. Are you a 3-time state champion? Is that
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
So you know slouch over there. So I mean, to bring over the T1 to sit with the what have we got? We've got the V1, the NT1. Hey, that's a pretty cool accomplishment. I think that's going to look pretty cool out there. That many state champions.
Yeah, well, I'm actually glad Wingless changed that rule that you can use the number one now, and
Yep.
especially for the guys that don't have to win him in their home states. Um, yeah, I actually said to one of my mates, I should take the number one off because I don't want to be, I don't want to be, feel uncomfortable because, we're sort of down here, we're tucked away. Look, guys like Luke Redpath and Brad Winchurch have both won 3. So we've sort of had the monopoly on the state championships the last couple of seasons.
Yep.
So yeah, but obviously you don't get to run the number one that often, and this might be the last time you ever win one. So, like what Broomy said in one of your other interviews, like when you get that chance to put a number one on the tail tank, we're gonna run it, and
Absolutely.
unfortunately for us, we're not going to be home to defend it. So
Oh, really?
yeah, we're going to be on the mainland. So
You kidding? When's your state championship in Tasmania?
February 8th.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So, but the one thing about our deal coming over to SummerSlam, this was sort of booked in 12 months ago. Like that's how much planning and discussing and resources that's got to go into a trip like this.
Yep.
Just for the sheer, the logistic side of it all. So when we knew we were going away, we knew we wasn't going to be back here to defend the title. So I said to my car owner, "We've won 3 of them. We're not going to do this every year. So let's go and do that."
Nice. And he was obviously happy to oblige, and we're making it happen.
Well, it's his idea to go away.
Oh, perfect. I love car owners like that. Hell yeah, let's go. Well, that's going to be good. Well, sad you're going to miss out on defending, but you're right. I think it's good to see the Tas one. Sorry, not the NT, the Tas one over here on the mainland to give people an opportunity to see, the best that Tasmania has to offer. So you got to be, a bit of pride there when representing your state. Normally you don't see a big, massive one with the state prefixes after it or before it. So I reckon it's going to be cool to see all these cars lined up with all the different state champions. So
it's going to be cool, I reckon.
It's awesome to see you there, and I do apologise to you too, Jeremy, as well, because I did a post the other day about and I knew the Tasmania was there, but when I went to go put it into the computer, it just must have slipped on the Tas. So apologies for that. I knew we had everyone coming to SummerSlam minus WA drivers. So
yeah, normally we get left out. So hopefully we can leave a bit of a footprint over there, and just see how we go. But it's all good. It's just going to be awesome to be involved in it.
Yeah, so you got 4 nights. Have you done what's the prep work you've done leading up to this? What you spent time on YouTube, then Google Earth images on the tracks, spoken to people. Where are we sitting, Jeremy?
So funny enough, Mr. YouTube.
Yeah.
I've literally watched all his racings of his SummerSlam because he managed to get the prep. Because I've never been to any of these
Yep.
tracks, even to watch. And yeah, so I've been watching him, and then I've watched a couple of Gold Cups from Lang, and
Yep.
obviously Warrnambool's pretty accessible to watching all of them. So I've actually watched a fair bit of footage, but I still don't know who's who. Like everyone's just going to be, new drivers. I mean, obviously, the top ones, and you'll know, oh yes, easy my heat or whatever. But no, it's just sort of going a bit blindfolded. But well, the race truck's around and brown. It's just whether you get around, and that's just going to be the issue. But she'll be right. I reckon we'll just give her a crack.
I like that idea. No, I was going through the nomination list, 72 cars, and yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't. Even top fives, I don't even want to try and attempt to have who's going to be top five because I'm going to have to stretch it out to top 10. No, top 20. Like, there's just too many good cars, too many good drivers, awesome people in this event. I know, like, you guys, well, we had Redpath come and join us for round one of the WoW series, and that was kicked off as our national series. And it's awesome Wingless has a national series. I think, the first year led, teething problems, which I think are pretty much gone. Like, it's all operating well. But you think it's 60 cars. We've been banging on 60 cars. Oh, it's like an Australian title all over again. Yeah, hang on a second. The SummerSlam just comes in with 72 cars.
Yeah.
And we're talking the best of like, we're talking all the good guys from the WoW series are pretty much there. And it's like, holy moly, this is going to be insane. And you've got WoW series is 5 races across, however many states. Many states over many months. These are 4 nights, bang, bang, bang. So,
yeah, as I said, we only get stuck with doing sort of 2 nights here. That's probably the limit, let alone do another 2 nights after, doing 2 nights. And like I've got 2 tracks with him. We've only got 3 tracks here in Tassie, and I've got 2 45 minutes away. Latrobe, which is 2 k's from my door, Carrick 45 minutes down the road. Hobart's our longest 3 hours. Really.
3 hours. That's a long haul for you.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, all right. All the tracks are within that, so you should be fine there. But I reckon the road trip itself, going from Lang to Mount, then from Mount back to Simpson, I reckon the road trip's just going to be fantastic. Just all these haulers lined up, trailers, trucks just lined up down the highway. That's going to be cool to see,
Oh, 100%. As I said, it's just something you'll never probably, or we may never get there next year. You just never know. And this year, we're just excited to come across and hopefully make 1 or 2 new friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm sure you will. The attitude you guys have, absolutely, you definitely will. And the people, everyone in Wingless at the moment, yeah, it's great. So we look forward to it. Now, at the end of our so hang on. So you're going to stay over here for a bit after the SummerSlam. What's your plans there?
So the next race after the SummerSlam will be doing the Victorian title at Horsham.
Yep.
Then a couple of weeks later, come back to go to the race before the Australian title at Mildura.
Yep.
Then we're going to do the Australian title at Mildura.
Yep.
Then we're going to come back and go to Mount Gambier for the South Australian title.
Yep.
And then one of the other crew members just added a race for me.
Nice.
And he wants to go and do the Tolma race in April.
Well, mate, whoever your crew guy is, he deserves a beer because that's a great race to be throwing and adding to the calendar. Absolutely. So you would have been YouTubing all these ones then?
I've tubed everything other than I think I might have had a quick look at Horsham.
Yep.
Yeah, but I've sort of I watched a few Mildura ones over the past. I haven't really paid too much attention to that yet. I just want to get through SummerSlam. Because
mate, you are in for an eye opener. But wow, what an experience you're setting yourself up for. This is great.
Yeah, no. Well, my car owner said he'll be happy if I just get through to Warrnambool.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So he's got a lot of faith in me. Obviously, I've wrecked a few of his cars over the years. Yeah, he said if you can get to Warrnambool and be in one piece, you've done all right.
Nice. So, okay, what's your thoughts on the Australian title?
Oh, I think it's going to be epic.
Yep.
Like the last couple of guys you've interviewed, people saying 100, 120, 130. Oh, yeah, you just don't know how many you're going to get. Like we've potentially, even down here, we've probably got 9 Tassies potentially interested in coming over.
9.
9, yeah. So our team, DDM Motorsport, we've got 3 cars.
Yep.
We're bringing all 3 over.
Really? All 3?
All 3 cars. There'll be 3 DDM cars floating around in Mildura.
Wow.
Yeah, Brad Winchurch looks like he's coming over. Lukey Redpath has sort of said, yeah, he wants to come over. Ricky Tarrant and a few others that are starting to process, logistically side of it, because unfortunately we have that stretch of water that holds us back a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, what would that bill be? That what just rough numbers to try and get from there to here, just so people get an understanding of what it takes. It's all well and good to say what it takes to run a truck up and down the highway, but when you hear of numbers, like
it all depends on obviously the length of your vehicle, because they only go by the length, whether it's a camper and all that. I think I haven't seen the figure, but it's about $3,000 return.
$3,000 return.
So
that's just to get your car, your race car, and all your stuff, trailer, just onto the mainland. So then you can then travel up and down the highway, pay your diesel there, and go. But you're already $3,000 in the hole before you even leave. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
this is one thing that we sort of don't get enough credit for, I don't think. Like, it's easy for like South Australia, Victoria, New South Wales, Queensland to travel, but can they imagine leaving New South Wales and have to pay $3,000 to even think about going to race?
No.
There.
I'm not being real. No, like we went and raced at Toowoomba, for example, round one of the WOW series. So last season, when we heard rumours about the WOW series, prior to that, we used to use a motorhome with an open trailer because we only had a 2-ton weight capacity, and I was paranoid that we'll get pulled over one day, and if we had a proper enclosed trailer, we'll get weighed or something like that, and we'd have to leave it and go on. So I just thought, nah, I'm always playing it safe with trailers. So we had an open trailer, and that was fine. We used to get around reasonable for that. But this truck and trailer I bought for the young fella to travel with, it was like, $1,200 return from Sydney to Toowoomba and back, and I'm like, kicking the nuts. But then, all right, take Jeremy here just to come over and race at Lang and all these other $3,000 straight away. Like,
so
mate, huge.
We haven't even put the fuel bill on top of that.
No,
we haven't even. We're just starting to organise some tyre bills.
Yep.
That then it's accommodation.
Yep.
Then it's the logistics of flights to fly back.
Yeah, well, that's it, eh?
So we probably get out of it probably $5-6 for this next 4 nights.
Yeah, no, I do appreciate when I hear of these people coming. I do appreciate it, and I do try and show some love. It's like when the southern states, more so your Victorian stuff, like Blake Walsh, he was going up to Darwin for the chariots. Also, Broomy went up there and Mitchell Broom went up there and won the state championship. Like that was expensive too. Like we're talking your sort of area. But mate, on behalf of everyone involved in Wingless, thank you very much for coming across and making the effort, because it's very expensive. You will never get tow money to cover it, but we do it because we love it, and there's just something wrong with us, I guess, that makes us keep doing it. But no, mate, I appreciate what you're doing, so thank you.
Yeah, no, thanks. It is what it is. We want to get out of Tassie and just experience something a little bit, and what better option? We might come back with a tail between our legs, or we come back and go, oh, that wasn't actually that bad.
Well, I mean, who knows? So how many races are you planning on running on the mainland? Like, so you're going to do your 4?
I think we worked out it's 10.
10 races.
Yeah.
10 races you're going to do. I reckon in that 10 races, and you're talking in the southern, like we're talking Victoria, South Australia sort of deal, that's almost equivalent to, like, you go down and run with those boys 10 shows, you've run pretty much 20 from Sydney. Like, those boys down there are hard, fast races.
Yeah.
They don't give an inch. They're nice to you, but you got to race hard. You got to earn it. And you'll come out of this a lot better racer too, Jeremy. You're going to come out of this like, I expect to see that Tassie 1 on your car more often. I reckon it's just you'll learn a lot. So
yeah. I said we're just coming away from experience. We've got 3. Me, Brad, and Luke probably without pumping our tyres up. Probably the three standouts down here.
Yep, I've
We
seen
have
the
our own,
results. Yeah,
we have our own little battles and our races and stuff like that. But obviously to get away with 20, 30 or 40 even really, yeah, it's just going to be just something different. Like the other weekend at Carrick, because we haven't raced for a while. A guy had a 3 and an 8th and put it out of position 3 for the final because everyone else had bad nights.
really.
And I'm thinking, well, if you had a 3 and an 8 on the mainland, you're probably in the sea. So, yeah, that's just the difference between what we're going to experience.
No, it's going to be good. One thing I want to talk to you, and one thing that captured my attention when I started doing this show, tried to reach out to all different states and stuff, is you guys may be small, but you do really well in the promotional side of things.
Yep.
You have these flags. What do you want to call them? So
They're called teardrop flags.
teardrop flags. Okay. So can you explain that to me? Because I'm going to sound stupid if I try and explain it. I'm going to be wrong. So tell me the theory of this, and I believe every state club in this country should listen to this, please.
So the committee, our executive committee and all that, sort of got together and they just wanted to expose our sponsors and stuff a little bit more at tracks. Like people were holding, your heat grid boards and your feature wind boards, and we just wanted to take the next level. And we probably did pinch the idea from somewhere else, and we didn't expect it to go nationally. But yeah, one of our good mates, Lukey Redpath, is a sign rider by trade, so he managed to make all the teardrop flags and set them up in the pits. So then everyone sort of, when we're all parked in a row, you know where the drivers are. So if fans are coming in looking for posters or drivers, they know where they're parked. Or even if they don't know that driver, at least they can walk past and read their name. Just say, oh yeah, that's such and such, and then they look at the sponsor, the number, and yeah, just sort of just lift the profile of Wingless, just to help our great sponsors that we've got down here, but also to help other drivers to lift their profile within their own race team.
Yeah, absolutely. The way I saw that was you're breaking down a barrier almost instantly between the drivers and the spectators when they're coming in. They can see the banner, they can see who they are. Yes, I know they know the cars, but sometimes, if cars are covered in clay or whatever it is at the end of the night, it's a different story. But I just saw that and I thought, we talk about return on investment, okay? Brad Warren, awesome dude, had him on the show the other night, and to hear this come out of his mouth, yeah, he's right. Return on investment. I think doing things like that cost very minimal for how long they last for, and your return is second to none. When I saw the photograph of the Wingless lined up in the pit, I can't remember what track it was at. I'm pretty sure it was Latrobe, actually. I took it for, yeah. And the way the cars were lined up with the flags, boom, that's where my eyes went. That's where your attention went. And it was very simple and clear to see, all right, who are the companies that support these people? And as racers, that's what we should do. When we see the company supporting those who support us, we should go out and support them. So I just thought that was a fantastic initiative. A buddy of mine, Ray Eggins, he runs the Northern Rivers club or sub club out of Northern New South Wales. And they put on flags on the cars of sponsors, those teardrop flags of sponsors, and do their wheel packing with them. Now, okay, you're like, what? You do? Hang on, what? But mate, you're already driving around the track slow as it is, packing in mud. Like, what's the crowd looking at? There's these cars. Why not put the club, the people that support the club? So I love what you guys are doing. What else do you guys have planned for future with the club stuff?
So club stuff, January 11. This is it's a pretty important event for everyone down here. It's our charity race that we do every year.
Okay. Yep.
Where the drivers give up all their prize money and towage money that we get, and we pass on to a charity that we pick.
Really?
Yeah.
How cool is that? Wow.
So the last couple of years we've fundraised as well, and put our towage towards it and stuff like that. We've over the years we've donated to Make a Wish, Ronald McDonald House, and we and this is a pretty cool one. We had another charity down here called the Fairy Godmothers, and they had a kid that needed a car for wheelchair access.
Yep.
Needed some money, so we reached out to him. We brought the families along. We put them up in a good spot at the speedway. This guy, this little boy who was only about 6, couldn't walk, but needed an access and vehicle. His parents
Yep.
couldn't afford one, so we managed to raise about $2,000, 2.5 grand
Awesome.
for him. So yeah, it's just little things like that where we don't get anything, we give back.
Yep.
And yeah, so this year we've gone with fairy godmothers again. Hopefully there's a good person out there, or someone needs a hand that we can go, hey, here's hopefully a couple of $1,000 to go towards your cause.
Oh, mate, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, well, we actually haven't had any interstate donations, so hopefully we can get a few.
Well, I know this. I know people from all over the country tune in. So, any people from AWSR, anyone from other clubs, I think we should be really listening to what they're talking about here, because this is. I think it's great. I'm all for giving back to the community. This is awesome.
And it's just that other connection that you make with other people. These guys don't normally go to Speedway. They come to Speedway, they look at us, they didn't only go the next time because they bring new people in.
Yep.
The first thing they're doing is looking at wingless sprints, because that was the division that
Absolutely.
helped.
Yeah.
So then we have the state title February 8th.
February 8th, yep.
At Carrick.
Yep.
There's another dash to cash for win in Hobart on the 24th and 25th, $1,000 to win.
Yeah, right. Okay. Wow.
Yep, and then and then we also, in conjunction with, we're just running our normal Webster Truck Series.
Yes.
Over our 3 tracks. That's a total prize pool of $6,000 on that one.
Yeah, nice.
And then DDM Civil do the Hobart Truck Championship, which is $3,000. Fluid Line North, they do the Carrick one, which is $3,000. And then Walters Contracting do the Latrobe one, and that's another $3,000. We just poll all the money together, and then pay out on the night. So someone here could win up to $350 a night, and we pay back down to 5th. And then there's a few other incentive awards that we're trying to get along the way as well. So
I did notice that. I did notice the incentive stuff you guys have. The other prize. Yeah.
Racewear. Grass and Glazing, all these ones are our great sponsors. So, they've really looked after Wingless Sprints Tasmania so far.
Well, I think it's a double-edged sword, wouldn't it be? It's they're looking after you guys, but you guys are doing a lot of work to look after your partners as well and build that strong connection.
Well, the old famous saying, bang for your buck.
That's
when
it.
Someone's going to apply or give you money, you've got to get something in return. And we've had this whole famous thing down here, what can we do? So the flags are one, posters, another one we give out locally down here. There's always heaps to try and do. And we're only going to get bigger and bigger, hopefully bigger and bigger, and come up with some a few more things. There's probably something else you will notice at Latrobe.
Yes.
We get that, but that we have to tune into the Facebook page for that one.
I actually noticed you guys have been doing a lot. You're starting to do a lot more on your Facebook page, which is great. I sit back and I watch it a lot. But yeah, all right, mate, you've got me interested. You got me very much excited to see how you guys are going to go next. I think actually when you come over for the SummerSlam, I might have to come try not to annoy you too much, but have a chat to you about some things that maybe some of the people on the mainland could look at doing better to promote this series, because I think what you guys are doing down there in Tasmania is fantastic. Actually, speaking of which, what's your car count? Are you guys like increasing every year? Like, are you guys steady, or do you have a lot of people?
We're pretty steady at the moment. We nearly lost Wingless down here in COVID.
Right. Yep.
We literally only had 8 cars. And then we sort of rallied together as a good, club committee, and, it was on our last leg sort of thing. And we've just built ourselves back up again.
Okay.
We had to sell the division to people because Tassie's pretty much tin tops, super sedans, box, other divisions sort of don't get a look in. You've got to work your way up and done it. So we managed to get 3, then 3 and 3, and now we have roughly 20 registered.
Right. Okay. Oh well. I
And,
mean, that's excellent. That's pretty good numbers. Like,
well, when you've only got a population of 500,000 on an island,
yeah,
we literally have every speedway division in
yeah,
Tasmania, and they've all got roughly 20. It's hard to try and get like a big car count like Victoria, Sydney, South Australia and stuff like that when you've only got
yeah.
500,000. If you're playing, you're pretty much playing sport or you're racing speedway down here,
Yeah,
right?
right. No,
Uh,
look, I think 20 cars is good, and I believe it will grow. I believe if all the clubs like yourself, and we got the what Victorian clubs doing, South Australia, New South Wales, Queensland, WA, they're all doing fantastic things. It's only going to keep going up and up. So
Yeah, so and like the one thing we're trying to do with even within the pits is we're picking out one barbecue at every track, so we're getting all the drivers together to stay around, have a barbecue afterwards, talk to them how good you were, how bad you were, pull some tear offs, drink beer, all that sort of stuff. So then other divisions look at us going, oh, these guys love a party, let's go and join them over there, and
yep,
uh, just to try and create that environment. Yep, we all want to be winning races and be all that, but on the other side, this is a hobby, and we want to enjoy the company of our club members that do the same thing, if that
yeah,
makes sense. So, if we can go along and have a beer, and most of the time, the wingless boys down here are the last ones to leave the pit. So,
yeah,
uh, especially me as well. So, I've got to make sure that when I finish racing over there, I'm out. I
yep.
can't stay around. We're not drinking beer. We're not partying all night because we've probably got 2, 3, 4 more nights depending on.
Oh no, no, no. You see, I do this thing called lucky dip, where I take an esky around, and you're gonna have to do a lucky dip on that one. Whether you get a Coke, a Pepsi Max, or a beer, it's a lucky dip. So I'll
No,
make sure I track you down for one.
I'm in for that, especially the last night at Warrnambool.
Last night. Who knows? Someone might slip me a 50 to try and get some into someone beforehand if they try and take him out. But no, mate, look, I think, yeah, hats off to what you guys are doing down there in Tasmania. You're doing a fantastic job. Keep it up. Yeah, definitely keep me posted. I want to stay on top of this. So it's going to be interesting to see. So now, before I let you run off for tonight, and I appreciate you giving us the time, got to ask you, with the tracks you've raced so far, what's your favourite track?
Oh, we haven't really raced that many. It's easy for down here to say Latrobe because the facilities there are so good with the corporate centre. But Latrobe to me with wingless, it's too fast.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So the clay's so hooky there that they normally put us out for heat one. If you're not starting on the front row, you just won't pass anyone.
Right. Yep.
It's probably, they say it's very similar to Warrnambool speed wise, like the lap time for a sprint car is under 10.5 or something like that. So once it gets going, it gets going. But my favourite track's probably Hobart, and a lot of Tasmanians will go, "Oh my god," because Hobart hasn't had the best service for probably 10 years. Goes slick really early, but we've had a lot of success down in Hobart. So when you find a track that you're successful at, you sort of like to go down there more and more
Yeah.
because just be successful. But the other one is Carrick. They're only two that we've sort of down here. I have raced at Swan Hill and Hamilton
Yep. Oh,
uh,
okay. Yep.
back in the AMCA's days, but other than that, we've been very limited to getting out of the state and going racing. So ask me that question
I
uh,
will.
after Warrnambool, I reckon, because
I
I'll
will.
probably have 4 new ones.
No, I look forward to it. No, so at the moment it's over. That's good. All right. What's been your most favourite moment in the sport?
Definitely last year's state title.
Okay.
I think obviously winning your first one's awesome, get the monkey off the back. Winning the second one, it just shows you the first one wasn't a fluke. Going into that state title, we actually rode off a car. I don't know what I'd done. I'd done something to my chest, but I never went and got checked out. So I was sore for months. And then 2 days after the crash, we lost one of our sponsors. He passed away. He was really good friends with our car owner, and sort of put a bit of a downer on the whole thing. We managed to build another car. Nothing would I always drove cools, and now I've got a Maxim. So I'm going into a state title, no prep, no. I've just built this car. You don't know what's going to fall off, break, run down. I'm just thinking I'm going to be in for a hard night. His sister flew out from England. She was there that night. First heat, we win the first heat. We win the second heat. We come from no, we finished second the second heat, won the third heat, put her on the outside pole. Luke won all 3 heats of his 3 heats,
Yep.
and we managed to jump him and go. And that was actually the first time that my wife and my all my sons were there to watch me win. My family was there. Like we had I think there's a photo going around. There's about 20 of us in this group photo, and yeah, I think that was probably one of the new favourite moments.
Wow, that's
Just to
awesome.
yeah, just to see Doug and Jody's, relief. They've known Simon for 20 odd years, and then suddenly, like his last message to me was, "I'll see you at the state title," and he never made it. And he was supposed to stay with us. Was supposed to get on, the piss and all that, and never made it. So to have all that happen around the time we crashed, and have everyone there, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, mate, that's I think that's what a favourite moment in the sport's meant to be.
Yeah,
When you include everyone. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll even send you a photo. We done a number one up for him. Got the England flag because he was an Englishman, and then his 3 favourite things was the Hawks Footy Club, Liverpool, and then the business that he started here in Australia. So
Awesome.
just a little touching thing for Simon.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, please. All right, man. Look, Jeremy, I really appreciate your time tonight. Before I let you go, bud, I do like to give everyone the opportunity to thank their partners who let them up and down the highway. In your case, across the waters as well. So please, mate, the floor is yours.
First up, I have to personally thank Doug and Jody from DDM Motorsport for giving me their car. They've given me everything that I need to go, and then give me some more by able to come and race over on the mainland. And they spent a lot of money. So I just can't thank Doug and Jody. They're just awesome people, and I'm just glad they're in my corner. And DDM Civil, which is what DDM Motorsport's all about. DDM Civil, Skin and Tonic, Rosny, Direct Diesel and Maintenance, Tas Civil Products, Duro Trading, Denport Garage Doors, To Be Seen Building, Sign Nation, Tyre Bills Race Parts. I think about everyone. I think I've sort of covered. Fluid Line North, one of our great sponsors, Nick Brown, who was actually in my car club day, so he loves it now. But yeah, everyone else that has helped me, and even the crew, Maxi Boy, he's coming away with me. That's my eldest son. He's 16, so
yep.
we're going on a limited crew over there. Got another mate, Schmickles in Victoria, that's going to come and swing some spanners for me. So everyone that gets this deal up and down the road, we're just so thankful, and more than happy for people to come into our trailer and share a Pepsi Max or something a little bit stronger. My SE is always going to be full, so I'm looking forward to the experience.
No, good as gold, man. Good as gold. Jeremy, thank you very much for your time tonight, and best of luck to you on your trip over. I look forward to seeing you at Lang, and can't wait to check out your Maxim when you unroll it out of the trailer. So yeah, you guys have a safe trip over, yeah?
Yeah, mate, we will.
All right, and everyone else, thanks very much for tuning in. That is Jeremy Smith. Wish him the best of luck come SummerSlam. Sorry. For everyone else, stay tuned for the next episode, and we'll see you then. Take care.